bro, it could have been something as simple as Bobby Lashley was stiff in a match. Like we'll never, ever, ever know. But I'm just telling you, bro, because it happened with me at several different companies, man. You cannot be a former talent and book creative objectively. You can't do it, bro.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here with Vince Russo for another episode of Writing with Russo. Vince Russo, how are you, man? What
is up, doctor? How you doing, my friend?
I'm well, man. I'm well, man. How about you? How you doing, Vince?
I'll be honest with you, Chris. I kind of been up since 2 a.m. So I'm a little tired.
Man, it's the evening as we're taping this, and
yes.
Man.
Yeah.
Let's get you some rest, man.
Let's do this thing now, bro. My obligations to you and Sportskeeda, and I am ready to rock and I'm ready to roll.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's talk about MVP becoming very vocal about Triple H. He said in an interview with it was actually BetIdeas. He said a few things. I was reading the interview not too long ago. Very interesting interview. The part that we are commissioned to talk about, he said this. He said, "I'll be honest with you. My issues with him have nothing to do with race." I mean, you know what? I'm actually going to talk. I'm going to read the whole thing. So let's bring some context in here. He said, the question was this. You've clarified that you never said Triple H was racist, but that he views talents of color in a certain way. How do you think he views them and why? He said, let's just say this. Bobby Lashley was a 2-time WWE champion, and after he took over, Bobby Lashley was reduced to the mid-card. Bobby Lashley is a bankable, marketable guy, and 2-time WWE champion just got reduced to mid-card, whatever. What I said specifically in response to the person on my Instagram page was that you see it. It's my opinion of how he chooses to book certain talents. Some people say that all the time that, MVP's just griping, MVP's just crying. Okay, well, watch the program. Who are the people in the top spots under his leadership? Who were given the opportunities? And I'm not talking about NXT. I'm talking about the main show. I have my opinions based on my personal experiences. And at some point on my podcast and my YouTube show, I'll talk about it and I'll go in depth about what my issues are with that man. And I'll be honest with you, my issues have nothing to do with race. My issues have to do with him as a person and our personal interactions and things that he said and did that caused me to have zero respect for him. But I'll get into that on my show, marking out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze. So that is his full comment when answering that question about Triple H. What say ye, Vince Russo?
Bro, my say ye is what I always say ye. The boys should not be in creative. Period. End of story, bro. They just shouldn't be. Bro, the more and more, a lot of people were suggesting this early, and I'm like, I don't know. But the more and more and more I see it, a lot of people accuse Triple H of not wanting anybody to be more over than he was. A lot of people accuse him of that. Plus, bro, there's going to be baggage. He worked with some of the people, that he is now overseeing. So whatever the feelings he had as a worker, is going to carry over into his booking. So who knows? I mean, it could have been something as simple as Bobby Lashley was stiff in a match. Like we'll never, ever, ever know. But I'm just telling you, bro, because it happened with me at several different companies, man. You cannot be a former talent and book creative objectively. You can't do it, bro.
Yeah. Do you think they know that, or do you think they're trying to cost cut, or do you think they just want to kind of monopolize the creative and make sure that it's like it's approved through them, so they just go ahead and book instead of go through the process?
They will tell you that's not true, bro, and it absolutely 1000% is true. I mean, I was there. when Jeff was writing, but it was Dixie's money. And the fact that Dixie was paying Sting more money than Jeff had a problem with Sting. I mean, it happens all the time. And, I can't ever say, bro, I saw anything in race with Triple H. I mean, I never, ever, ever did. And I don't think that's the case. And even MVP is saying he doesn't think that's the case. I just think any booker that is a former wrestler is going to fall into the same trap. I really believe that.
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you this, Vince. Who do you think, like, who's there currently that was a Vince McMahon project or was pushed by Vince McMahon, who Vince McMahon saw as money, has Triple H continued to book as money? Roman Reigns would have an argument there. Who else, though?
Well, bro, it's very interesting because I heard some comments today from Mark Henry and Bubba Ray, and they both said that Vince McMahon loved R-Truth.
Let's talk about JR was recently diagnosed with colon cancer. Very unfortunate news. Ric Flair said, Jim Ross will always be Jim Ross, seeking attention. Focus on your recovery. Fans were upset. Vince's co-host, Dutch Mantell, called him out. He said, if you can't take a joke from a 76-year-old man, then you're living life too seriously. It was all harmless, lighthearted fun, just trying to make people laugh and smile. That's what
Flair said.
Flair said, yeah. And so basically, do you remember what Dutch said?
Oh, Dutch got a promo on him. Yeah.
What did he say?
I don't know what he said exactly, but he was not happy with those comments. And that's when Flair brought the comment back. He deleted the comment and he had this to say. Yeah.
Yeah. So Flair fired back at Dutch. He said, everyone is always going to think of you as a veteran. He's talking to Dutch. That's not allowed to have an opinion, but I sympathize with your health issues and hope you recover and return to top health. You have always been a good guy. The anger you pour out at everybody is clearly coming from. It's just, I mean, this is another lash out from Ric Flair. I mean, he said the anger is clearly coming from. He said the pain you feel. Please stay strong. And once again, wasn't well received among the internet. And Ric Flair lashing out, man. What, Vince?
Bro, what's going on, man? Bro, I want to say two things. First of all, I want to believe that Ric Flair meant it as a joke and it didn't go over as a joke. I want to really, really believe that.
But he just did that just a few days before.
I know, but I want to do that. But I do want to say this about Dutch, which is ridiculous. Bro, I do a show with Dutch every week. Dutch is not mad. Dutch is not bitter. Dutch is the happy-go-lucky Dutch I've always know. He pops me all the time on the shows Friday night. So, Rick trying to paint him as being, grizzly and upset and hating people, that is not Dutch's demeanor at all. I could tell you that firsthand, man.
Yeah. I mean, I know Dutch is great, man. A lot of people don't know this, but I was the one who actually linked up Dutch with Sportskeeda and gave him referred Sportskeeda and brought him on first, and then he ended up becoming a on air personality. But I mean, I've always had nothing but good conversation with Dutch every time I talk to him. And, he's a great
bro,
guy.
I don't know, bro, this is how ridiculous this is. You gotta I swear to God, when I read stuff like this, I've got to ask myself the question: is Flair trying to shoot an angle with Dutch for a match? As crazy as that sounds,
he said he wanted to go one more round, man.
Exactly. So it's bro, what are you, bro? You know how long those two guys go freaking back? Like, come on, man.
No,
What are we
true.
doing, man?
Dutch wouldn't be having anything like that, but you never say never when it comes to Ric Flair, man. I imagine he would want to go with someone who can protect them. I mean, his last match, he had a heart attack in the match. Thankfully, he was teamed with Andrade, and he went against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, so I mean, who else would be able to hang with him? That's you put him in there with Darby Allin for a final match. Come on, Rick. Come on. Let me break some glass and take some bumps, man. Yeah, I mean, when is you know the mentality of these workers, Vince? When is enough for someone like a Ric Flair, man? As far as just his desire to be back in the ring.
Bro, people like that are going to die that way, Chris. They're just going to die that way. They're going to die that way. If he hasn't lost that by now, he's never going to lose it. And bro, I wonder how much Vince McMahon is suffering from that. I mean, I really, really do. You're going to sit there and tell me at 80 years old, Vince is not itching to get back and still do something in the business?